So I was going through and making the answer key for the homework, and I noticed that number 13 is a bit of a doozy. So let's do it together. So something I want to remind you is factoring and canceling is your friend when we're solving rational equations. The first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to notice that I have b squared and minus 2b on the bottom on the denominator for both expressions on the left. So that means I can, add the stuff on top. But it also means that I can factor out a b. So I'm going to go ahead and combine some like terms on the top, and I'm going to factor out a b. So 6b squared stays. Let's see, b minus 24b, that would be what? Minus 23b total. And 1 plus 18, so we have plus 19. Okay. Now we can factor a b out of the bottom here. And why is that important? I'm going to go ahead and factor this on top as well, just because I can. So this is important because I realize I have a b in the denominator of both, on both sides of the equation. So what that means is if I multiply both sides by b, okay, I can cancel it out. So essentially, if you have the same denominator or part of the same denominator, the same factors in the denominator, on both sides of the equal sign, you can cancel those out when you're solving. So that'll make things look a little bit simpler. So let's see, 2 times b minus 2. Now it is kind of tempting to cancel out the b minus 2s. We can't do that because they're not both in the denominator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by b minus 2. And what that's going to do is that's going to cancel out the b minus 2 that's in the denominator on the left. So I'm essentially moving this b minus 2 up to the right side. So where does that leave me? Let's see. So I have 6b squared minus 23b plus 19 equals, so let's say 2. I'm going to FOIL this stuff on the right. So b times b, I have b squared minus 2b minus 2b, so minus 4b, and negative 2 times negative 2 is at plus 4. And let's simplify one more step. So 6b squared minus 23b plus 19 equals, distribute the 2, 2b squared minus 4b plus 4. And, it's still looking kind of gross, but at least we don't have any more fractions to deal with. So I'm going to put this stuff kind of in the center for us now. Now, something to keep in mind is we have quadratics on both sides. Oh, that's a plus 8, isn't it? We have quadratics on both sides of the equal sign. Okay? From here, in my opinion, the easiest thing to do is to subtract everything over to one side. Because I have a bigger leading coefficient on the left, I'm going to move everything to the left. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to subtract everything on the right side. So essentially I'm just going to change the sign on everything, cancel it out. Let's line it up over here. Oh, that should be an 8b, shouldn't it? Oopsies. 8b. That's an 8 too, isn't it? There we go. Let's just pretend that's an 8. Okay, so plus 8b. On both sides. And minus 8. Minus 8. So cancel everything on the left. Now what are we left with? I've got 4b squared. Negative 23 plus 8, so minus 15b. 19 minus 8, so plus 11, equals 0. Okay, from here we're going to factor. Okay, so the way I'm going to factor is I want to find something that multiplies to 4 times 11, which is 44, and adds to negative 15. Let's see, so 4 and 11, well, 4 and 11 add to 15, right? If they were both negative, negative times negative makes a positive, so that would work. So we do our x, let's do our box. Or you can do grouping if you want. Do whatever's easier for you. Maybe I'll do grouping because it seems to be what a lot of you guys have been doing. So 4b squared minus 4b minus 11b plus 11. Okay, let's group it up. So looking at these first two, I can take out a 4b. That leaves me with a b minus 1. On the next one, I can take out, let's see, I could take out a minus 11. Now, why would I want to take out minus 11 and not plus 11? Here's why. If I take out a negative 11, that leaves me with just a b for the first factor, and changing the sign leaves me with a minus 1 as the second factor. So if I distributed that back through, I would get plus 11. And that gives me the same leftovers, okay, which is what I'm looking for when I factor by grouping. So let's see, 4b minus 11 times b minus 1 equals 0. Okay, now we have our two factors. We will set them equal to 0 and we will solve. So let's set them equal to 0. 4b minus 11 equals 0. Do some algebra 1. Add 11 to both sides. You have 4b equals 11. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. So one solution, b equals 11 over 4. Second solution, set b minus 1 equal to 0. Add 1 to both sides. You got b equals positive 1. And that's it. Those are our answers. So I think the most challenging part of this problem for me personally as I was solving it was, not second guessing myself. Once I got to this part where I had to factor, I was like, am I really doing this right? Is this really something I need to factor? Before then, just being really careful with the algebra up here. Being really careful when I was canceling and distributing and doing all that. You can see I made a couple careless mistakes, and that's just because I'm recording this late at night. But this is a problem that, if you're careful, if you follow the steps, if you follow what you know, you'll get there. Okay? It might take a little longer than some other problems, but you'll get there.